We're looking for traders that we could trade together.
My name is Elaine Forney, and I'm actually living in North Kingstown, Rhode Island right now. Well, I'm actually retired, so what I do for a living is I'm a trader. That's what I'm doing now for a living.
My name is David, and I'm from Richmond, Virginia. I'm retired. Right now I was in aerospace with Boeing.
My name is Richard Serrano, and I'm from East Stroudsburg, Pennsylvania. I'm a network field engineer, and I do telecommunications.
My name is Phil Scheib, and I am from Alaska. I am retired locomotive engineer.
My name is Leanne Jack, and I grew up in Appleton, Wisconsin. So I'm a web designer and a front-end developer.
My name is George Brooks. I am originally from New Jersey. Been in IT for the last 33 years. And in between that, still cutting down trees, climbing trees, and all that other stuff in between.
My name is Terrell Lee. I'm from Mobile, Alabama. I work at a small used car lot just to get out of the house.
I discovered this whole community of traders in the trade room, which, I was sitting in front of my computer at home all by myself, and now all of a sudden here is this community out there, which I found very generous. Everybody was so supportive and welcoming. It just really blew me away.
What makes us so different than other schools is that we're just not your typical school that's just going to teach you how to trade. We're going to go out there and be part of a family, be part of a team. We're looking for traders that we could trade together.
My name is Josh Levitin. I'm from Bethpage, New York, and I'm the senior instructor here at CybertTrade University. What makes our on-site class so great, aside from the networking aspect of it all, just having our students meet each other for the first time, is the fact that myself and Fausto are very hands-on with our students in the sense of just being able to literally overlook their shoulder and watch their trade, what they're focused on from their platform.
Some news came out and the thing just popped.
While I can comment on what they should focus on online, they might not be able to understand that as well compared to having us right there in front of them.
I kind of like the idea of not being in front of a computer 8 hours a day, because I can't do that. So I kind of like the idea of doing it in the morning and then going to do all the other stuff I need to do.
Everyone that you thought was going to do that, you're going to have 9 losses versus 1 winner. Yeah, it's like, it's not worth it.
When I spoke to Fausto on the phone and he interviewed me, the thing he said the hardest thing for me to do would be to unlearn the things that I previously learned. And it turns out that's 100% true. And the stuff that I'm learning from him and from Josh and everybody has really made all the difference in the world in understanding what a day trader is and how it actually works.
Fausto and the staff at CTU University, they're really on top of everything. They give you good trade choices, and they keep you alert onto whatever's happening in the market at the time for the day.
Right, so we made a profit. What did I just say earlier? Just take the money and run, because guess what? If you didn't take it, how would you be doing right now? Now you're losing money. You're just trying to make that day's pay. That's all you're looking to do. You got it, you made it. Listen, for every stock, if that kept on going, for everyone that you thought was going to do that, you're going to have 9 losses versus 1 winner.
I don't think you're going to find a better support team in the stock trading business anywhere. That's why I'm here at the platinum level.
A lot of people want to go out there and trade and don't know if it's for them or not. And guess what? That's okay, because it's not. And the thing you have to look at is you have to find a mentor, you have to find a school, you have to sample a couple of things with a couple of schools out there, do a couple of classes, and you make the choice. But don't make the biggest mistake that people make. Go out there and be part of 90%, maybe even higher, of the failure rate in today's industry, because people want to try it before they learn. I mean, would you ever want someone to work on your loved ones that never went to med school? Or how about just giving your finance money to some financial planner that never learned finance? We are no different, but you are on the right path. The right path is you should be doing it on your own. And by doing it on your own, you need a mentor to show you how to do it. And that's what you're going to get here at CybertTrade University. All right, welcome everybody. My name is Fausto from Cyber Trading. Let me get a little chat back. If you guys can hear me loud and clear, just get an audio check. All right, Rich, thanks a lot. Raymond, good to see you all. Welcome, welcome. Let's get the webcam up and running. Make this a little bit more fun. How you doing, everyone? Welcome to CybertTrade University, and hopefully everybody enjoyed that quick little video. You just listened to a couple of testimonials from our students, their experience at CybertTrade University, and hopefully you guys could be part of our team. And that's what we're looking for. We're not looking to train people how to trade on their own. We're looking to educate people to learn how to stop losing money and be part of our trading company. So this is going to be a little bit more unique than what most people are used to, than probably if you've done a webinar before. But my goal today is not more to entertain you. It's more to show you the art of trading, how it works, and how to play the game. Now, I know we have a lot of questions that are coming here. Yes, Stephen, this is being recorded, and we are broadcasting live on YouTube. So we will bring this up so you guys will be able to register and see later. But I just want to let you guys know the ultimate goal today is to show all of you how to trade today's volatile markets. We've known that COVID has changed everybody's lives. We heard so many things that people making a lot of money in the market. Is it going to continue? Is it going to crash? How do you know these things are going to go up and go down? That is what I'm going to show you. And the key thing is this. I'm going to show you how to follow the money, because that's what trading is all about. I'm going to show you high frequency trades, how algorithms run, how to shadow brokerage firms, not to get shaken out. All those things we're going to cover in the next hour. Now, also going to talk about how to spot, false breakouts and all that. Now, we do have some other instructors in the room, so it's going to be very difficult for me to answer a lot of questions. They're going to be happy to answer it, so just feel free to ask anything you like, and they'll be able to answer it for you, okay? So let's get started. So before we do get started, warning, okay? I just want everybody to be very aware that trading is very, very complicated when it comes to trade. Not everyone's successful at it. There's no guarantees and no promises that everyone's going to make money doing this. And if anyone does, you better leave and run away far as they can, because you can't do that. That's illegal. CybertTrade University has been in business for 25 years. We become very compliant. We want to make sure that you guys know what you're risking and what you're getting yourself involved in. And, once again, you shouldn't risk what you can't afford to lose. Remember, you're making an investment in your future, but you always want to start out working small and see if it works before you go out and do it. So be very careful in trading. Now, what are we going to learn? Well, basically, I'm going to talk about how to follow the smart money. We're also going to talk about something that is called level 2, level 3, total view. I'm going to show you why 90% of traders fail in today's markets, because they don't have the right tools of trading. And you might be one of them. So hopefully we're going to, make you realize what you're doing right and wrong. We're also going to talk about why every trader needs time in sales, which is going to show us all those fake orders you guys are talking about. Some of you like, oh, those are fake. I'm going to show you what's real and fake. And I'm also going to talk about how to read charts properly. It's amazing how when I do my training, and you're going to see it today, that everybody thinks they know how to read charts, but actually 80% people read them backwards. And even though if you think you're a chart expert, you're going to see that you are reading them backwards. I'm going to prove it to you. So let me just introduce myself and just let you know why you're all here. I don't know if this is the first time you saw it or maybe the 10th time you saw CybertTrade University. But the reason why I'm here is because I love teaching, I love trading, but I'm also a trader that's looking to recruit traders I could trade with. Now, I've been doing this for over 25 years. And every day I just, there's a lot of students out there that you'll see schools that are students of ours, and we're very proud of it. Maybe you could be that same person also. But trading is not more of an art, it's more of a style. I didn't invent this. I live here in New York. I was trained by the best traders in the world. Some of the people in my own town run some of the biggest trading hedge funds as the trading props of the world. And I learned a lot from them, but we have a different style of trading. These guys are trying to make millions and millions and millions of dollars a day, even billions. We're just trying to make the crumbs. We're only trying to make a day's pay. Okay. We know Social Security might not even be around it that much longer. Maybe we just want, we want to have a pension that we want to live off. We want to grow with it. That's why you built one. Maybe some of you working from home and like, you know what, you're seeing the opportunity, seeing the market with a rally and like, my God, I could never make that in several years. People make it in several days. I'm going to talk about that. But the thing is this, to be a very successful trader, you have to surround yourself with the successful traders. And that's what you need to prove to yourself, that CybertTrade University is the right people for you. So I'm going to invite every single one of you today in my professional trading room. And I'm going to invite you because, and I don't want to waste your time, okay? If you feel like within this next hour, if I'm not teaching you what you're looking for, then you shouldn't continue. But if you are, you're going to want to go in there and you want to judge us, not on our winners, but on our losers. Because that's the big thing that traders make a mistake. They don't know how to take a loss, okay? And you'll see why, you know, we're one of the most popular schools in the industry and why we've been around for so long and why we've been endorsed by more brokerage firms than anyone in the industry. But part of that is not just watching me or my instructors. It's all about trading with other traders that are very good at it. And hopefully you're one of those people. So let's begin. Yesterday, we had a nice little stock that made a big run, VERU. Now, did anyone have heard of this stock before? VERU? Just want to, everybody just give me a yes or a no in the chat room. VERU. Jack, you didn't. Steve, you didn't. Mazan, Mali, no. Bob, no one heard about this stock? There's over 200 people in here. No one heard about this. One person, Deborah. Okay. Of course, obviously. Guys, listen, don't be shy and don't be embarrassed, okay? There's nothing wrong to be ashamed of it. If you didn't see a stock that you could have bought within, went from like $9 to $11.50, okay, in pre-market. Now, the company came out with some great news and all this great stuff, you know, breast cancer, you know, all this crazy stuff. But the thing is this, do you ever buy a stock and as soon as you bought it, the thing goes down because you're like, oh my God, it's going higher, it's going higher. And then all of a sudden you sell it and the thing goes up and you're like, are they watching me? No. Your problem is they're not watching you. You are not watching them. And that's what I'm about to show you. So here's just a quick image of something called level 4, which is what we teach at CybertTrade University. Now, you're probably wondering, there's a level 4? I thought there was only a level 2. Forget about level 1. There's a 4? What about 3? We didn't get to that yet. But let me show you really quick what we got. And let me get my little crayons here so you guys can follow along. How about that, right? My animation. There we go. Okay. So right here, you see I'm making a little line right here. This, ladies and gentlemen, was a 40,000 share seller. Stock went up, hit and went down. And you could see how the stock started dwindling down. Guy came back. That was a 40,000 share seller. Hit him, came back down. Sold more shares, another 40,000, went down. Right here, if you see this order right there, that's the guy for 40,000. He just kept lowering it and lowering it, lowering it and lowering it. If you didn't know he was out there when the stock was at 1150, and you're like, oh my God, do I sell it? Do I do? Look where it is now. You go from 1150 within, I don't know, 10 minutes. Now you're down on 11. Now, 50 cents. Does that sound like a lot to you? I don't know. 1,000 shares, 50 cents, $500. Do that every day. You're down about $100,000 at the end of the year. For what? Because somebody came out with some great news, all that good stuff. It doesn't work that way. Here's another example. So let me move on. Not only did it break it, but it went all the way up down to $8.75. Just because you woke up in the morning and had great news. Okay? So that's what you have to understand, that you have to follow the money. The orders are out there, and that's what you got to look for. And that's what everyone's making mistakes. You see, everybody's always focused on what happened in the past. What's the Bollinger Band doing? What's the MACD doing? What is the Fibonacci doing? What's the RSA doing? What's the 200 moving average doing? How about this? Forget about looking at the left. How about the right side? Do you ever see, well, are they still selling it? Are there any orders out there? Okay. So we don't focus and teach our students about, and our traders, about what happened in the past, because the past is not indicative of the future as people may think, unless those orders still exist. So this is how I like to open up our monologue so you know what's going on. And this is why majority of traders fail. They don't have the right tools. Well, Monty, we didn't get to that yet. Okay, that's what I'm showing you. What I basically just showed you is something back when I started 25 years ago, something called an Instinet machine. They call it the Instinet machine because that was where the institutions were. Okay, that's called the Instinet machine. Now we have these things that are called ECNs, electronic communication network. Ever heard of it, Mani? Okay, you ever heard of that? Because if you haven't, you're going to be shocked that someone didn't teach you that before you do it. Once again, the thing is this. We are here because we love trading. And we know it's an opportunity to better ourselves because you're going to be doing it eventually. Or maybe you're just giving your money to someone else and want to know what he's doing, why he's jumping into it. So the thing is, to do it right, you got to have the right tools by following the smart money. See, we don't trade on news, okay? We trade where the orders are. You know, a lot of companies come out earnings, right? Well, earnings are great, but what is the street doing? I mean, you're not an analyst and you're not packed with cash to, beat out Goldman Sachs and Merrill Lynch. Okay. Because if you think that, guess what? You should quit trading right now. And you might not like that. And don't mind me be very brash, but I'm only saying it for your own good. This is why people hurt themselves in trading. This is why it's such a big failure rate in trading. Okay. You do it right or you don't do it at all. And doing it right, you got to have the right bells and whistles. So let's talk about one very popular platform that we use, a scanner. Now, listen, this is not the CybertTrade University tools. We're not here to sell you anything, no software, no nothing. Actually, everything that we tell you about, your brokerage firm gives it to you. You probably just don't know how to use it. But when we trade, we just focus on the big percentage gainers and losers. That's it. You see, ask yourself a question. Do you really care what you trade? I mean, think about it. Do you really care? Or you want to make money? I mean, we had a stock today, LEDS. Okay, I'll show you in the next few moments. LEDS, hold on, let me bring it up here. LEDS, where is it? Oh, this is HM, there's another one. LEDS, there we go. Here we go. LEDS, here we go. Here's a stock that went from $6 at 9:30 this morning, okay, went all the way up to $13 by 11 o'clock. Now, one of you told me that you trade Forex. That's in the room. When's the last time you saw a currency go up literally almost 50% in one day? Ever happen? Probably not. And you probably never will. Okay. How about a futures? How about in options? This is why people love the stock market. That's where it comes down to it. So now, why is LEDS up? I don't care. And I don't want to know because I don't own it anymore. I don't need to own it. And you know what? I didn't need to buy it at 5 and sell it at 13. If I got it at 6 and I sold it at 7, 1,000 shares, $1,000, $250,000, that's all you need. That's what trading is all about. But where do we find it? I'll just show you really quick right here. And just trying to, so you guys don't get confused. Here's our scanner. You could see right here, it was the biggest gainer on the New York stock, on the Nasdaq market. If you look at any of your platforms that you have, if you had a scanner that shows you the big percentage gainers and losers, it's right there. Not bad. Okay. So let's move on. So how do we know when to buy? I think that's everybody's biggest thing. Okay. The scanner is going to tell us when it's going up or already went up. Well, Justin, listen, the scanner is obviously telling you what's moving, what's up percentage-wise. When you trade, your question is it going to continue to go higher? Is it still going to be pushing up? The thing is, you want to look at Apple? Yeah, go look at Apple. What's Apple doing? What's Facebook? Oh, you want to spend $200, $300 on a stock? Doesn't work like that. You could also do short, Justin. Absolutely. But the thing is this, you have to know, like you just asked, how do you know it's going to continue to go up, or maybe it's time to do a short? So the trend is your friend. You don't want to buck the trend and go against it. So let's talk like coin, for example. Everyone's talking about Bitcoin, right? Look at coin. Coin went from 380 when the IPO opened up, went to 420. Where'd it go down in the same day? Down to 320. Oh, but I gotta trade coin. Coin is coin. You know what I mean? Because I can't buy the currency. You know what? It doesn't work that way. Let's look at TIGR. And let's look at this. Stock at 9:30 this morning went from $15 all the way up to 18. Why did TIGR go up? Okay? Because traders were buying it. That's what it comes down to it. So how do we know that they're buying it and they're going to continue to buy it? Well, let's start off with one very popular platform. Does anyone here have level two quotes? Just give me a yes or no. Jack, Joan, you have it. Rich, Mark, Raymond, a lot of you don't. Okay. So let me explain to you, because everybody thinks like, oh, brokerage firm, we give you level two quotes. First of all, level two quotes have been outdated since the 90s. I can't even believe they still even have it too. It looks cool. It moves around, right? But let me explain to you what you're really seeing. All right. So let me get my drawing here. So these are your buyers and these are your sellers. Okay. The buyers are the bid. The sellers are the ask. You got three columns. Column one is a 4-letter abbreviation of the brokerage firm. Column two is the price that exchange or brokerage firm wants to buy it. And the third column is telling you how many shares he wants to buy. And everything there is multiplied by 100. So whoever wants to buy for the most is up on top. Whoever wants to buy for less money is down at the bottom. Whoever wants to sell their shares for the least amount of money is up on top. Whoever wants to sell their shares for more money is down at the bottom. So what you're looking at is a big chat room of people, of exchanges, like the New York Stock Exchange, Nasdaq Exchange, Archipelago, EDGX. These are all exchanges. So you're seeing what the stock is trading at that exchange. Now, the problem with this is that you're only seeing, now listen to me carefully, because this is where it's going to really, we're going to get to that next level. You're only seeing the best price that someone wants to buy it or sell it at that exchange, like the New York Stock Exchange. You look at the NYSE, you're seeing, okay, let me clear this out because I'm probably going to confuse you. There is a guy who wants to buy 100 shares of rice at $14.51. So, but aren't there other people on the New York Stock Exchange? Yeah. There's probably people down here looking to buy it at $14.47. And there might be someone looking to buy 10,000 shares, not 100 shares, but you're only seeing that one price on level two. That's why it's worthless. Okay. That's why you can't use it for trading. So I'm going to do a poll question. All right. And my poll question to you is this. Do you have level three quotes? Let's do a Jack says, oh, I didn't know that. Well, thank you very much. I'm glad you learned something already. And you've learned nothing yet. It only gets better. Let's see if you guys got level three quotes. All right. I'm going to share it with everyone so we could see, who has it, who doesn't. Yes, you have it with Raymond. You have it with CTU. Well, you know the value of that, right? Okay. So, unfortunately, I'm not getting everyone answering the question. I don't know why, we're not getting everyone, but you know what? I get it. You might not want to embarrass yourself to say you don't have it. So I will just take that as a no. All right. Listen, You're not in front of an audience. People ain't looking at you. You're hiding behind a computer, so nobody knows who you are. But I'm going to share the poll to you because the ones that were being honest, you could see that a lot of you don't have it. It's over 80%. And you know what? If I tack in the other people that didn't answer, I would say it's about 90%, 95% of you don't have it. Now, you ready to fall off your chair? You want to realize why people fail in trading so much? Now we're going to get into the thick and the quality of why we are the one of the most popular educational schools in the industry and why we're endorsed by every brokerage firm and why we've been around for 25 years. Here is something called Nasdaq TotalView. Okay. Now, if you go to our website, you'll actually at the end of this presentation, when you guys start registering to get into the trading room, we're going to play a video of me being on Nasdaq. Now, Nasdaq invited me several times to talk specifically about this. Actually, we just posted it up there, right there in the chat. We basically, they want you to understand how the market works. A lot of people don't understand how it works. So I'm going to explain to you, in layman terms, how it works. So remember the level 2? Okay. So on level 2, let me go back. If you look right here, you see Nasdaq at this price in green, but you don't see him anywhere else. This is showing you what you're seeing right there was just this price right there. But you see how there's so many different orders out there? You're not seeing that on level 2. You're only seeing one order. Now you're seeing every single order of a stock that's trading on the Nasdaq exchange. You basically, when you think about this for a second, you have a seat on the exchange. Back in the old days, you had to pay $7 million to get a seat on the New York Stock Exchange. Now, what does it cost? It's like $15. It's like a no-brainer, right? Why would you not want to have a seat on the table with all the orders out there? I still have no idea why people did not even want to even see that data. But now you're seeing all the data. So what do we got? Same thing like level 2. You got your buyers. You got your orders. You got the amount of shares. That's the true amount of shares. And you're seeing the price. So once again, whoever wants to buy for the most is up on top. Whoever wants to buy their stock F sell for less money is down at the bottom. So you're looking at one really big chat room of orders all over the world. Now, the problem with this is that some people look at it and they get very discouraged. They look at it and like, but there's just so many numbers and it's just, I don't know what am I looking at? What do I have to look for? Well, that's what we're going to teach you next. But I just want you to understand the value of the data that you're looking at. This is no indicator. This is no chart. There's no software. This is actually the orders that are trading this specific stock or any stock you're looking at. Okay. Now, we move on. All right. So how do we use this data? Okay. So we're looking at Macy's. Now, I'm not going to assume everyone knows how to read a chart, but I am. Okay. But let's just look at this direction of the stock. You see how the stock went from $18.60. It started around 9:30 this morning. And the stock literally came down and it went all the way down. You could see it went all the way down to a price right here. It dropped all the way down to $17.60. And then it kind of hit there and it kind of hit there, kind of hit there, kind of hit there. And then finally it went up. I don't know, for some reason at 17, right around that 17.50 and it went up. Now, why would a stock go up? Oh, not because of support levels, because of buyers. So when you look over here, okay, well, where are those buyers on the chart? I mean, the past is not indicative of the future. The only way you know if the buyers are still out there is you got to look at level 3 and you look at the Nasdaq TotalView. You'll notice that right down there where I have that highlighted, there's 18 orders. You got 322,000 shares looking to be bought at $17.58. Now, when you're looking over here at $17.85, you got 3,000, 1,000, 900, 800, 40,000, 4,000. It's pretty substantial. A lot of money, over $100,000 at a $17 stock. But 322,000 shares? Are you kidding me? You're telling me that you're going to question and think the stock will continue to go down? Yeah, you know what? That could happen, but you got to get through that guy first. So you could sit there and you could anticipate the stock go down, and then sure enough, boom, you got the order right there. And there's 18 different people out there that make up that order. That is what we call a support level. But a support level doesn't exist unless you have the buyers. The only way you can see those buyers is through Nasdaq Book Viewer. All right. Clear this out and let's move on and look at something else. Let's talk about resistance. Monty, we didn't get there yet. You're asking a lot of questions, Monty. I'm looking forward to see you in the trading room because you think this is cool. Wait till you see when we start trading. Right here, stock goes here. We're looking at INO. Okay, stock goes from $5 around 1 o'clock. Had this beautiful run, gorgeous run. I think it ran all the way to $9. All of a sudden, it started to go down. I mean, some of us are like, is it still going? Is it still going? Is it still going? What a great run! But why did it start reversing at 9? Why not when it hit 8? Why not when it hit 7? Why 9? Well, if you look over here. What makes resistance? Oh, sellers, right? That's why you don't see resistance are sellers. We have it backwards. See, here at CybertTrade University, we don't teach you support resistance because support resistance doesn't even exist unless you got the buyers and sellers out there. And you look all the way down here where these arrows are, and you can say, oh, look at that. There's 288,000 shares, 626 people out there around the world. Because this is all aggregated. That's a lot of damn orders. And that's a lot amount of shares right there when you're talking about people looking to sell 4,000, 2,000, 7,000, 200, 100. Woo. Big spender right there, don't you think? 288,000 shares, that's resistance. Okay? That's why the stock went down. Now, my question to you is this. Did I lose anybody yet? Before I start getting a little bit more intense, did anyone get lost? Jack, you got it. Raymond, you got it. Good. Everybody just give me, just let me know. No questions? Still with me, Ricky? All right, good. What about you? I didn't hear from you, Anus and Carl, Clint, Doug, Florence, Jack, Karen. You guys got it? Just want to make sure you guys are following along. Now, let's have a little fun. Let me stop to share the results. I'm going to do a poll question right here. Can you guys tell me, looking at this chart right here, could you kind of tell me, is this stock going up or going down? Let's see how you guys answer this question. I'll take a sip of my Perrier right here. And I'm going to see how you guys answer this question. Raymond, put it in the actual poll, in the poll. Listen, it's not a hard question. It's actually a kindergarten question when it comes to trading. Okay. So let's go out there and share it with you. If you said the stock was going down, congratulations. I'm going to share the poll and I'm going to share it with everybody. So it looks like 6% of you said it was going to go up. Now, for the 6% of you that said it was going up, could you explain to me why you think it was going up? I'm just curious because maybe you could educate me because I don't know why you said it was going up. It's actually going down. It's oversold. Really? How do you know that? Oversold? Oversold means it goes to zero. That's what oversold means. How do you know it's oversold? Because you count in the candlesticks? Because you count in the wicks? I don't know what it is. Okay? If you really, really thought the stock was going up, you better quit trading right now. I mean, I'm being dead serious. You're wasting your time. This was not a complicated question, okay? Because now, unless maybe you did it as, being cute or you like want to be opposite, I get it, So, but it's actually going down, okay? All right. Now, For everybody that said it was going down, let's go to the next level. And the next question I ask for you is this. What is going to make this stock go up? What is going to make it from preventing it from continue to go down? What do we need? Very good. We need buyers, right? Right, Steve? Right, David? Karen? Deborah? Buyers. Now, everybody wants to look at the chart, right? Does a chart show you buyers? Does a chart tell you that there's buyers coming soon? No, it doesn't tell you that exactly, right? Right, Steven? Right, CJ? No. So what the hell is it used for a chart? I mean, there's no buyers out there. The only way we could find the buyers is we got to go to the exchange. And we got to see, okay, there's obviously, the stock's not going to zero, which, by the way, it could happen, but I don't know, maybe somebody did a short. They want to cover their short. I don't know, but the only way we could do that is we got to look at the data. Now, if you notice, the buyers are on the left. So we want to look at shares, okay? And we want to look at orders, but mainly the shares. One share, woo, guys, really big shot, big spender right there, right? 3,900, okay, 500, 5 shares, 100 shares. Look at that, 70,000 shares are looking to be bought. There are 18 different people at 1750. Now, without even thinking, without looking at a chart, in theory, what do you think is going to happen when we get down to 1750? What do you think is going to happen? Mike P, you're actually wrong about that. They do offer it. Sorry. Okay. And some of those platforms that you mentioned are not more geared towards stock trading, like more geared to options or futures. They're a little bit different. Okay. And not only that, I'm going to give you a little inside information. Why would a brokerage firm not charge you ticket fees? How are they making money off you? You ever thought about that? I'll get that to the end and they will be shocked about that. Okay. The less you know, the more money they make. That's how it works. So stocks should probably bounce, right? So now look at the chart. Lake went all the way down and then it got all the way down straight to here. Once it got down to that 1750, which by the way, where the buyer was, the stock went right back up to $22. It's like, oh, makes sense. Big order, guy wants to buy it, hits him, and then all of a sudden, program trading kicks in, he starts buying it, and the thing he ran the stock up. It's not that complicated. It's not that hard. By the way, does that seem hard? Does that seem confused? And by the way, if you don't believe me, go look in the back of your account statements if you're asking me, want to question me. Listen, I've been doing this for 25 years. I know every single one of them. I wish I was a Fidelity. I wish it was a Schwab. I've done presentations for some of them. Some of them have the really good platforms. They do, but as of right now, that's the least of your problems. Okay. Your biggest problem right now is you got to know how to play the game. That's really comes down to it. So, and I'll tell you, you know what? In their defense, just to let you know, how much money they charge you to use their platform? Free, right? There's no fee, some of them. 0 fees, 0 commissions. Nasdaq Book Viewer, okay? 25 years ago, when I started as a 22-year-old, I'm going to be 50 this year. It cost me $1,000 a month. $1,000 for this data. How many fit 22-year-olds today are going to go out and dish out $1,000 to have access to this data, have a floor in the exchange? Back in the old days, of having a seat on the exchange was about 5 to 10 million. How many people are going to spend that much money? But listen, you want to be a trader. Listen, nothing's free in this world. Okay. I'm just telling you right now. Now, does it cost $1,000? No, it costs $15. If Charles Schwab went out there and if Fidelity went out there and told everyone it's going to cost you $15 to use their platform, how many people are they going to discourage open an account with them? You know what I mean? So that's what they do. That's what they do. So that's how it works. So anyway, let's get back to what we're doing because I don't want to get off on a tangent, because let me tell you, it gets more exciting than this. Looking at the stock symbol SPACE, SPCE, where do you think resistance will be? Where do you think resistance would be if you were looking at this stock's going up? Where would you think, like, just from what you learned so far, where would resistance be? If you don't know the answer, just give me a question mark. Steve, you got it right. William, you got it right. John, Manny, Florence, Jack, everybody, you got it right. Ricky, you got it right. Mike, you got it wrong. Everyone's got it. Okay, so guess if you picked out 24.75, because as you look at it, there's a lot of sellers out there, 300, 100, 43,000 shares. If you said that, you're correctly right. Now, before I move on and prove this to you, did you need a chart telling you that? Did you need an indicator to tell you that? Did you need the news to tell you that? Did you need earnings to tell you that? Or did the data just tell you that? People look at this chart, I'm like, stock's going higher, trends going up, double top, usually triple bottom, stock's going to break out. Everything that you thought that this stock was going to do did the opposite, because it came to that resistance and it went from that 24.75 and came right back down to 23, because you didn't look at the data, because you were more concerned about, oh, they just launched a new spaceship, they finally landed, or oh no, actually this is Virgin Atlantic, his plane. Everybody wants to go out of space now. $250,000 to fly on it. They sold out. Listen, I don't care what the news is. There are always buyers and sellers out there. There are always people looking to take a profit. How many times have you people walked out there and be like, I can't believe he's selling that house. It's a gorgeous house. Why is he selling it? Why is it? You don't know their situation. You don't know their finances. Okay. Maybe the CEO wants to build a nice extension in his house, even though but it's such a great stock, it's going up. Well, you don't know what's going on. You know what I'm saying? You just got to basically get the crumbs on the floor like us. We just want to eat. We don't need to get crazy. Bill's a good question. If there's big buyers and sellers can use iceberg orders, why can't they hide the large orders from the view of technique? Well, listen, Bill, we're going to talk about that next. Okay. Iceberg orders. See that? You're reading your mind. You're reading our mind. Basically, these big orders are called iceberg orders. Okay. I came up with that word iceberg order about 20 years ago after watching the movie The Titanic. You could always watch my YouTube video. I give a full explanation of how it actually happened, but we all know about the Titanic. Great ship, beautiful ship. Crashed, hit an iceberg. Why? Because they're more concerned the beauty about the ship. They're more about the safety of the ship. And they called it the Titanic because it was an unsinkable ship. And I always think traders think they're unsinkable because, oh, I got 6 monitors. I got 3 this, I got that. Listen, if you don't have the right data, it's worthless. So you don't want to get hit with these icebergs, because that's what they are. Now, to answer your question, Bill, how do we know these orders are being canceled? How do we know they're getting executed? How do we know if they're fake? Okay. Well, do you use time and sales? Anybody here know what time and sales window is? Who has time and sales? Who has time and sales? Everybody has time and sales, right? Well, Raymond, you don't have it? Okay. So let me tell you what time and sales does. Time and sales tells you the confirmation of if a transaction took place. So if you did a trade, it will come up on time and sales. That's the confirmation that a trade was being executed. And when you join my trading room, you'll see it live. You'll see us do trades and you'll see orders, how our order got executed or not. Now, you have them segregated in 2 colors. Red means transactions going off on the bid, and green means transactions are going off on the ask. A chart gets its data from time and sales. Now, I'm what's called a tape reader. So I teach people how to read the tape. Now, you see these orders out there, and the question is, are they getting executed? Are they canceled? Is it a high frequency trade, whatever it may be, you have to look at it and see, is those orders getting executed? So let's go look at a stock called SKLS, Z. You had a 121,000 share seller right here at 1450, which is basically right here. Okay. This is right here. Okay. You could see it that the stock was basically testing it from 10 o'clock all the way to 11. Eventually it broke it. Okay. Why did it break it? Well, listen, look over here and look on a time and sales. 1450, 1450, 1450, 1450, 1450, 1450. 5,000, 6,000, 1,000, 1,000, 1,600, 1,000, 3,000, 7,200. The guy was getting executed. The orders, listen, somebody could buy that. You know what I mean? Don't think it's like, it's no guarantee it's going to be a resistance. Listen, resistance levels get broken all the time. Same thing with supports. How do you know? Well, if you saw the order, you see the people getting executed. That's why the stock ran from 1450 up to 16. Because everyone saw it and like, oh my God, that guy sold it. There must be a big demand for it. Just like, what we see today. That's what trading is all about, following the orders. Now, can that guy cancel his order? Absolutely. Ever heard of spoofing? It's illegal. These brokerage firms can get fined ridiculous amount of money for it. I don't know why people talk about like spoofing and this. Let me explain something to you. If you think there's anything shady going on, what the hell are you doing in this business, right? Why would you want to get into a sleazy business of liars and cheaters? Okay. I wrote a book. It's called How to Beat Market Makers at Their Own Game. Okay. Wiley, one of the most respected published companies, came to me. And by the way, I didn't really care about writing a book. I don't have time to write a book. I like trading, but you know what? It's nice to be an author. And Wiley sponsored me. I said, please, could you write a book? We need to know how you're doing this. So if you get a chance on Amazon, it's a very fast read, How to Beat Market Makers in Their Own Game. How do I know? Because I was one of these guys. I know this is what we do. But the game is, why would you be in a business if you deal with a bunch of liars and thieves? You just got to know how to play the game. Why? When you go buy a car and you go to a car dealership, they're not trying to snake oil salesman you to buy from one dealer to another dealer. How they try to upsell you to buy the wheel protection and the oil changes. Come on, ladies and gentlemen, they're all over the place. It's part of everything. You don't think of politicians are any better? Come on, they're everywhere. You just got to know the game, what they're doing. You got to be smarter than that. Don't be ignorant like most people out there that trying to do it. And then you'll do fine. That's what it's all about. So, wow, time's flying when we're actually looking at it. Well, thank you very much for your comments. I appreciate. Listen, I love what I do. I hate to see people lose money doing this. All right. So let's look at another example. What happens if a big support level breaks? Well, look at this one. CLNE stock was at $13, trending down. You're like, oh my God, what do I do? Do I get out of it? Do I sell and take a loss? Well, you know what? There's only one person that's going to save you right now, and it's the guy right now at $12.90. So if you own a stock at 14, you're at $12.90. You're like, all right, you know what? I got at 13. I don't want to sell it yet. I got a big buyer out there. I don't want to take a loss. Nobody likes taking losses. And then all of a sudden, you're sitting there like, holy crap, this guy's getting executed. That guy, they're selling to this guy. They're selling to him. Look at that. 10,000, 3,000. What are you going to want to do? You're going to want to own a stock right now with a big buyer and people are selling it to them? Yeah, let me know how that works out for you, because within another 30 minutes, the thing just dropped down to 11. How much money you would have saved by taking a small loss than taking a big loss? That is basically what happens. You have to follow the money. So, did that seem hard? Did that seem difficult? Imagine seeing this live in our trading room. And I'm going to invite every one of you right now to see it live in the trading room, because you know what? Some of you guys are trading Forex. Some of you trading options. Some of you trading futures. Listen, if you're not making money within 30 to 60 days, you're pretty much wasting your time. Okay? Anybody here own a business? Imagine having somebody working for you for 2-3 months. You're not that stupid. You're like, guy, you don't get it. You're actually hurting me. You're costing me money, not only paying you, but you're hurting my customers. So if you get it, you should get it. If you just got it right now, imagine what you're going to see when we go out there and we put it all into a reality live in the market. Because every one of you have to learn before you can earn. And it's all about surrounding yourself with mentors and quality traders. Listen, nobody wants to work for a bad company, right? Who wants to work for a bad company? How many of you people have jobs, right? When we got our first job, we didn't know what a good employer was. Or we like, listen, I want to work for him. I don't want to work for him. I don't want to work for a company that's going out of business. I want to go for a business I can grow with. That's what you want. You want job security. And this is trading security. And that's why CybertTrade University has been endorsed by Tastyworks, eSignal, Charles Schwab. I've done presentations for every single one of these. And it's just a few. There are hundreds that I've done presentations in front of. I've traded over 1 million people. I've been in front of teaching people how to trade. But I could tell you this, unfortunately, not everybody qualifies to do it. As much as you want to do it, it's not for everybody. And you'll see that when you come in the trading room. And let me tell you, these brokerage firms, they want you to be successful because they'll make money by you being a customer forever, then blowing up your account in 2 months. How many of you guys out there blew up traders out there blew up your accounts and now getting back into it again? And then says, you know what? I did it 5 years ago. I want to do it again. I want to do it again. You know what? Maybe it's time for a change. Anybody ever go on a diet? Everything's dieting is so easy, right? You want to know the best diet? After you've done the 17th diet, okay? Ever since you 17 diet, you know how you lose weight? Go hire a personal trainer and go hire a nutritionist. Have people involved in your life, and then you'll see things work out. Because when you start, and oh yeah, I forgot, you got to pay money for that, right? Yes, you know what? You can read everything you want on the internet. Everything sounds great. Everything sounds easy. You can watch TVs. You can read books. You can do whatever you want. Go to the library. Everything's free. Nothing is free in this world, traders. Okay? And that's what's going to separate you from being successful and failure. If you want to look for free stuff, you're looking at the wrong place. Go out there and start interviewing stockbrokers, or maybe just put it in the bank and get the 2%, 1%, money market fee that they give you. Or you could do it right. That's how things work. So this is basically a copy of the trading room. Just a quick little glimpse of it. You're going to see the students. You're going to see the instructors. You're going to see the stocks that we're trading. Now, by the way, we don't tell anybody what to buy and sell. Everybody knows what to look at. We just teach them how to play the game. We teach them how to control losses. The winners take care of themselves. That's part of it. But you're all going to be invited to come in here. Now, this is what you're going to get in that trading room. We actually start right around 7:30 in the morning Eastern time. We do a lot of pre-market trading. We do a live audio broadcast right at 9 o'clock in the morning, talking about, we do the scanning of the market. Then we do commentary right at 9:30 to about 10:30. And then we stop commentary. We do a Traders Talk live workshop every Tuesday at 11 to 12. And then we come back in the afternoon, do another, an afternoon meeting, live, audio, everything. And then we commentary going right into the close. So it's not a full-time job. You don't got to be here all day. You could show up in the middle of the day. I mean, we have people from all different time zones. So you're from all the way from Australia, or you're all the way from New York, or from California, or Hawaii. There's always a time zone that you could just pick up and get in there. Like in our trading room, you'll notice that only about 20 to 30% of the students are actually in there because life gets in the way. So, but it's not a full-time job, just to let you know that. Now, this is what we're asking for. We're asking for $9 to get into the trading room. That's it. $9 stinking dollars. That's it. $9. Everybody's like, $9? Why so cheap? The $9 is an application fee just to let us know who you are. I don't know where you came from. I don't know who you are. Actually, it's not me. It's my staff. But if you like what you hear, give me 1 week, $9. And if you're not happy, I'll give you $9 back at the end of the week. I just need to know who you are because we just usually let everybody in right here. But if you're going to be able to commentary, you want to be able to chat, I don't know if you're a competitor. I don't know if you're a heckler. I don't know if you're just somebody ticked off and wants to just ruin someone's business and blame somebody. I don't know, an extortionist, or maybe you're really serious. Then pay the $9. And this is what you're going to get for $9. You're going to get the live trading room. You're going to get 3 daily market meetings, a morning and afternoon watch list, your own personal education advisor. Yeah, you're going to be able to talk to somebody that works here at CybertTrade University, not some, some chat room, whatever you want to call it. Oh, we don't talk to anybody. There's no phone number. Listen, you take this seriously. We're going to take you seriously because we want to make sure that you know what you're getting yourself involved in. Because if we put you in a situation and tell you we're the best and the best, we don't need the scrutiny. I got a 5-star rating on Google. I'm endorsed by every brokerage firm. I got a AAA rating in the Better Business Bureau. I've been in business for 25 years. Why would I force somebody to do something that's not for them? You know what I'm saying? So, but you need to know if it's for you. And there, by the way, there's a questionnaire at the end of the $9 trial. Very important you fill it out because that is part of your application to be part of our team. We need to know a little bit about you. It's like 5 questions. Do you have a brokerage account? Were you ever trained? Do you ever take any courses? So that's going to be part of it. Listen, we just don't teach anybody. Okay. That's a waste of our time and more important, it's a waste of your time. Okay. But we want to make sure you're the right fit to do this. And I personally think everybody should do it, at least try it. And then the worst thing that could happen is you find out it's not for you. But the best thing that could happen is like, wow, this is not that complicated. I could do this. And that's where it comes in. And by the way, if you register right now, there's over 200 people in here. I can't take all the phone calls, but the first 20 people register, I will personally talk to you on the phone and we will have a conference and see how we can move forward. If this is for you or not, I'll give you a coaching class. When's the last time you spoke to the owner? You would never, ever talk to the owner. They don't have any time for you. Why do I do it? Because I have an invested interest that if I'm going to take my valuable time to train you to something that you like, I want to make sure that you're going to help me make money trading with you. That's my invested interest in my traders. If I don't see that you're going to help me, then why would I want you part of a team if it's not even there? And you know what? It's no different than getting, chosen to go to a college. How many of you, how many of you actually went to college and says, I got rejected? You know what I mean? Even though you were going to pay for it, they don't want to put you in a situation that you're bound to fail, right? Most people would do that because they just want to take your money. But we'd rather start small and go from there. And by the way, if you're not happy, we'll give you money back. Raji, we'll see you. Thank you very much. We'll see you in a little bit back to registering. All right. So with that said, I got about a couple of minutes. If anybody has any questions as you're registering, be happy to answer it. Let me just check over here. I got just doing a couple of shout outs really quick. I see a bunch of you already registered. Raji, oh yeah, that's you. Okay. I just got your registration. Very good. John from California, just got your registration. Welcome aboard. I see you guys just registering right now and coming along. When can I start? So I preferably recommend you to start immediately if you can. Why would you want? Listen, it's fresh in your mind. Don't wait. Don't procrastinate. Okay. Especially what's happening with the market. You know what I mean? Like you want to know what's going on, especially all these changes that are going on, these COVID and these new infrastructure deals and where money's being spent, all that good stuff. You really got to know what's going on. What I could probably do is I would probably start in the weekend, like watch your videos, make your appointment with your education advisor, let him show you a little bit what we're going in there. Cause we don't want you to go in there and like, okay, what am I looking at? You know what I mean? Like we want to show you the professionalism of a customer service, how we care, how we want to make sure that things are going to work out for you and then go from there. That's the main reason why. Do you teach about options with strategies? Now, honestly, you want to be a good options trader, you better learn how to trade a stock first. It's the movement of the stock that makes an option move. Okay. And there's so many people that have different strategies how to trade an option. So, I mean, I don't know who, there's a lot of traders that would trade options in our room. I trade it, but that's like third protocol. First I day trade, then we swing trade. And if I really like it, then I will do an option trade. But I always will focus on the day because I like to sleep at night. I don't like to hold positions. We all know how that worked out with some of us. Some worked out great. Usually they work out worse on the other end. But, you got to know how to find the stocks first before you can pick out that option. Florence says it looks good, but I have a job. I already took an investment training. Well, listen, Florence, the thing is, you could always learn from a little bit of everybody. You know what I mean? And it's nice to learn a little bit from everyone. You only need one day to be in the room, maybe just an hour, just to see it. And then all of a sudden, maybe this could be a game changer in a career. I mean, like how many of you here are looking to retire, or how many of you are on Social Security or whatever it is? It's not going to pay enough. How many of you are actually doing it and you don't want to live off the money that you saved, and you're going to have to invest in trade. Why not do it? All right. Now, any other questions? Yeah. So no problem, Florence. Yeah. So when you register, you got that questionnaire, fill it out, and you're going to notice you're going to have an education advisor. He's going to, we'll do a walkthrough with you. He'll show you a little bit about what you need to see. It'll be a couple of minutes, nothing crazy. And just to maybe answer some question you might have. And when you get into the room, be there when you're supposed to, let them know. And then make sure you book your appointment when you want to be able to talk to me. Does level 4 quotes show other than level 3? Michael, level 3 is only, I'll tell you very briefly how it works. Level 3 is only showing you one book. An ECN, Electronic Communication Network, that Nasdaq book viewer, I call it a level 3. That's like the next level from level 2. Level 4 is actually aggregating all those ECNs, Nasdaq, ARCA, EDGX, all of them. It's aggregating all those different books into one book. So that's why we call it level 4. So you could have one book, but there are about 5-6 books out there, different exchanges. Like, remember, a stock could trade on the Nasdaq market, and it could also trade on the New York Stock Exchange. Now, how do you know which one's trading more on which exchange? Level 4 will aggregate them together. Okay? Right, you got a lot more depth. You're more than welcome. Let me just do a couple of shout outs really quick. I got a couple of people here that just registered. Let me start off the latest person here. So Kent from Illinois, we just got your registration. Welcome. Alana G from Washington, just got your registration. Welcome aboard. Jackie K from Texas. All right. Got a lot of Texas people in our room. I had a radio show in Texas, and then when traveling got a little annoying, so a little more work, but love the people out in Texas. You see a lot of people in Texas in there. Missouri, we got Christy H. We got your registration. Welcome aboard. Who else we got here? CJ Evans from Los Angeles. Just got your registration. And Laura P. I don't know if you guys could see this, but I'm just looking at on my phone. So looking at the email, what we got. Laura from New York, the city. All right. Madison Avenue. Welcome. Right around the block. So you know better than me. It's financial capital of the world. It's always nice to listen. You want to learn how to make movies? Go to Hollywood. You want to learn how to make, learn about oil? You go to Texas, or you go to Ontario, you go to Canada, Calgary. Want to know how to make good pizza? You go to Italy. You want to learn about the stock market? You come to people from New York. All right, guys. What is level 4? What does Nasdaq call total view? They actually just call it total view, Sammy. That's what it is. Nasdaq total view. Actually, I got yelled at once. But listen, don't go anywhere because we're going to play that video. We're going to show you a video. It was one of the last episodes before Nasdaq shut down the Nasdaq Center. Okay. And I'm going to show you a stock that you're all very familiar about, Mindora, the drug that actually made COVID-19. And I'm going to talk about Nasdaq total view, and you're going to see how valuable it is and how great it was. So as you guys are registering right now, let's sit back, watch the video,
And then I'm going to sign off because I got to get ready to teach another class right now. And I will be seeing all of you in the trading room live. And once again, if you don't continue at CybertTrade University, you know, whatever it may be, I get it. I understand. Listen, it's not for everybody, but I do want to warn you, if you are going to continue to do trading, just take a little words of advice. You got to learn before you can earn, and you're going to need to learn from a bunch of different mentors. Not everybody is going to be the right fit. And if you find somebody and it's taking you more than 30 days, 60 days to figure it out, maybe it's time to move on. But you're all going to need to learn more than one person. Even with me, I have so many people that go around that says, you know what? I took his class, I took his, you know what? You obviously make sense. And then some of you never took any classes, which is also good because you don't have any bad habits to break. And that's one of the hardest things to do. So we'll see you all in the trading room. Thanks for listening. Don't go anywhere. Let's watch the video. And we'll see you as you guys are registering to get into the trading. Thank you very much for being here. Thanks, staff, for helping us out. And happy trading.
Welcome to Nasdaq Trade Talks. I'm Jill Malandrino, Global Markets Reporter at Nasdaq. Joining me at the market site in Times Square, New York City, we have Fausto Pugliese. He's the founder and president of CybertTrade University. We're going to take a look at how traders are using TotalView. And Fausto, it could not be a better time to have you in with us at Marketplace because with everything going on, the volatility we've seen in the market since you were with us in the middle of February last time.
That was pretty crazy.
Traders are asking themselves, what's the bottom, what's the top? But as a day trader, you can kind of get an inside look when you're looking at a single stock.
What is, Jill, is that, thanks for having me again. And yes, when it comes to day trading, people realize that it's what happens over the course of the day, which trickles down to a swing trade and to a long-term investment. And my phone's been blowing up. People keep asking me, Fausto, is this the bottom? Is this the bottom? Because we're looking at the market all day. And honestly, this is how you really know when it's the bottom. When you have the worst of the worst of the worst news and just constantly all negative stuff, and the market's not going any lower, that's when you know it's time to buy. So as you see, like a lot of bad news keeps coming up, and then obviously you saw what happened yesterday when they lowered the Fed rate by a half. It took for a big decline, and all of a sudden the market's up with about almost like 900 points so far. Mm-hmm. So and there's still a lot of bad news that's coming out with the coronavirus and everything else, but that's really when you know when you hit the bottom. So for some of the listeners out there that really missed the boat when the market had a big rally, you almost hit 30,000. You know, these are the opportunities. You know, honestly, it is like the same thing I saw back in 2008 when we had the financial crisis. So once you start seeing all the bad news, things start backing up, start going up.
All right, let's take a look at our example here today. We're going to look at ticker symbol MRNA, Nasdaq listed, of course. What are we looking at? Where's the levels that you're looking to sell?
Okay, so listen, what is mRNA? You know, I keep bringing up stocks. And people are like, what does this company do? It doesn't matter. We're just here to make money. The main goal about TotalView is you have to understand how it works, how to know where the buyers and sellers are. It's all about supply and demand. That's why it's such a great tool. So we're looking at a chart right here, and we're looking at the stock right here. And the first thing people notice is like the stock's going up beautifully. Nice. Look at the stock. Started this morning. It's at 25.80. It's at 28. Is it going higher? Now the goal is, why does the stock keep breaking out? It hits a resistance, it comes back down. It breaks the previous resistance, keeps going up. How do you know it's going to keep breaking higher highs? And what we're going to do this time is we're going to bring a video so you all could see exactly what it's like to see in the real market conditions.
All right, so let's move along to our next slide here. That's exactly what we're doing. Let's take a look at TotalView. I'm going to let you take the reins. Tell us what's happening here.
Okay, so we got like a little minute video here. So we're looking at some real time. And the key here is time and sales. These are the transactions that are taking place. We're looking at level 2. Level 2 is basically people get for free, but it doesn't give you the depth of data as TotalView does. Now, the key here is that you don't see that many sellers out there. You're just seeing the best bid and best offer of that exchange. But you'll notice how the stock keeps going higher. What we need to focus on is where you see the big sellers. And you're looking for big orders. You got 51 different orders out there, right around 28. Things are going so quickly, I try to slow it down. So right around $28.50. So that is really your resistance level. So when you're looking at a stock going out, going higher, you're going to say, is the stock going to break out? So you see it's coming up to this guy right here really quickly. You see it's coming up. Mm-hmm. It's coming up to this person right here. So 70,000 shares, 5,000 shares. So it's going to come up to that seller. Now the goal is this: is that guy going to get executed? remember, you have 100 share sellers, 300, you have a big order out there. You want to see if that guy gets executed, and you want to see if that's how it breaks out. Remember, what makes support and resistance levels is buyers and sellers. So you got a seller out there. So we're coming up to that seller right here. Now the goal is to look right here and see if that seller gets executed. And you see it's coming up to the seller, and boom, the guy gets taken out. It's actually executing it. Boom, 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 boom. Look at that. See all those transactions? It took the guy out. Now look how fast the stock goes up. From 250, we're at 260, 270, 280, boom, like that, as quickly as that. That's why it's so important to know where the orders are, know where the resistance, and see if the guy gets taken out. Now, when we get to the next slide, look at it. We're already at 2880.
Yep, and you can see these 35,000
Which
orders.
is, exactly. Now, this is the next order. Now, the next question is, here's the next biggest resistance. There's a 33,000 shares. There's 100 different orders out there. Now, then that's where the next resistance level is. So the goal is, you hit a resistance, where's the next resistance? The next resistance is the next biggest seller. So now we're coming up to him, and we're going to see what's going to happen when he gets to 29.
Yeah, it happens so fast.
Well, also, this is about a 5-minute video that I was able to capture when we traded this stock, and I kind of speeded it up over about a minute, so it doesn't move as quickly. Boom, we hit 29, the guy got taken out again, and look at the stock just took off again. And the thing I want to explain to you, Jill, is that, and your listeners have to understand, is that when you have a big seller out there and that guy gets taken out, that is a very big demand. Someone says, oh, wow, I'll take that 30,000 shares, and that's why you get the stock that really, really starts to take off. Now, the next thing is that you're going to get some resistance levels. It's going to start backing off. There's always profit taking going on, right? Of course. So when you have profit taking going on, you could see profit taking going on. But the question is it really a profit taking, or is it just people just, or is it really going to go lower? In this case, it's not. Seller got done. Remember, we just watched the stock go from 28 to 29. Now look at it. We're at 29.50 already. Stock just keeps going higher and higher because those sellers are getting executed. As those sellers get executed, that means there's a demand for it. When you see big block orders out there, it makes a bigger demand, and that makes it higher. Now, the next resistance level, obviously, is going to be where we have to focus on, where the next biggest orders are. So we got some, I think we freeze, right? We're done?
Nope, we have a little bit more to go here.
We slow down over here. Yep, we're done. So the next video we're going to show.
Yeah, we actually go to our slide here. So this is where you're looking at those levels.
Right. So we're looking at the seller. So we have a 67,000 share seller at 28. So now we have to look what we call iceberg orders.
What does that mean?
Okay. So it's a funny story. So I came up with this word about 20 years ago after watching the movie The Titanic. Okay. If you go watch that movie, very sad movie. I definitely recommend it. So anyway, what happened to Titanic? It hit an iceberg. And the thing is, everybody was focused on the pretty of the ship and above the water. They didn't realize it's not what's above the water, it's at the bottom of the water. Icebergs are really big. So what happened, it crashed and it sunk. So what we're looking for is big iceberg orders, which we call, some people call them big block orders, but when you see a big order, it's called an iceberg order. So now we're looking at a 28.90, and we're looking for a resistance. Once again, stock's going higher. We need to focus on the next resistance level.
All right, and which is on the next chart here. If we take a look, yep.
So here's just a quick little screenshot. So as we're looking at it, you see, it's a lot easier when you're focusing on, when you're just looking at the level, the total view, and it's easy to point it out. Now, please keep in mind, your listeners have to understand, we're fast forwarding this pretty quickly to get to the point. It doesn't move this quickly. But I'm showing right here is just a quick screenshot. What we're focusing on is this big order right here for 73,000 shares, and there's 315 different orders out there making up that 73,000. Now, the thing I just want to point out is I just want to teach everyone a quick little lesson.
Yeah.
Don't ever sell anything at $30. Go out at $29.99. You just cut the line by.
So that's for anything that's at an even number.
Biggest trick I was taught by my mentors when I was younger. Listen, everybody's going to think 30. Everybody's going to think 20. Go out $21.99. You just cut the line by 73,000 shares. That's a very good.
It's like selling a house or buying a house. It's like those incremental psychological levels.
Well, if you remember, if you look at it, the stock has a penny intervals. So that's a little tip. But the thing is, let's focus on what happens to the 30. No, just right off the bat, you know that's a major resistance levels, and that's what we have to focus on. That's for the stock to go any higher, it's got to get through that 73,000 share seller on TotalView.
All right, well, let's take a look at that next slide. See what happens next. Now we're going to get the other piece of the trade.
Okay, so here we're looking at the stock moving. Here's 29.45, 29.48, 62. 67. So the sellers are getting executed. You can see the transactions taking place, but we know that there's that guy sitting right here.
And now his order's coming up. Look, he's starting making up the ranking. It's getting up to 30. It's getting close to him. So let's watch what happens. 74, 70. Look at the transactions taking place. It's trying to get there. And by the way, those orders, they're all real. People think like they're fake. Those are real orders. Can a guy cancel it? Of course they can cancel it. But that you have to take very seriously, and that's a real order out there. So now as we're looking at it, and as it's trading, it's trying to get there. Actually, it kind of almost tested it. You see that right there?
Yep.
See that candle right there? It's hit it, and now it's starting to back off a little. Now you're starting to see the red candlesticks. So now it means that the last sale is lower than the previous.
And this works for all kinds of stocks. ETFs, would it work for ETFs also?
ETFs, futures, options, it works the same way. Remember, it's the movement of the stock that makes all those other things. Yes,
Right.
ETFs and everything else. You could look up any ETF and it'll come up on TotalView. Look, now we're down to 29.
Yep.
So my point that I'm getting to is this. If you didn't have a game plan, Jill, and didn't know that seller was out there, and you try to
And actually, if we go to the next slide, this is exactly what you were talking about. There's your level right there.
If you didn't have a game plan and knew that seller was out there, and look at that candle, that stock literally moved. Look how fast it moved in that one bar chart. If you didn't have a game plan to get out there before that guy was out there, and if you didn't what we call shaving, if you didn't shave just before that 30 and cut that line, guess what? You would just look how much money you would have lost. That stock didn't even drop from 30. Look where it went to. 27.30. You would have got crushed on that trade. Because what happens, if that seller's out there and he's not getting executed, he really had to sell that order, Jill, how is he going to get out? He's got to sell to the buyers. If he hits the bid, he's running that stock down, not you and I. Remember, we're not trading 74,000. Someone else is, and it's not one person. We saw it. It was like there was several people out there doing it. And that's how you got to focus on using the total view when you trade in today's volatile markets.
All right, so cool to actually watch it happen in real time. Thanks so much for doing that for us, Fausto. And thank you for joining me on Trade Talks. I'm Jill Malandrino, Global Markets Reporter at Nasdaq.